Hi Martins. In your last video, you said for someone to produce anything, the person must learn how to solve problems. Please, I want to be a problem solver. What can I know or do to become a problem solver?
All right, I'm going to tell you the three things that you must know in order to become a problem solver. But before I tell you, I need you to note this. Every human being is created to solve problems. Every human being you see on the surface of this earth, including you, was sent here by God to solve a problem. Inside you is a solution to a problem. All right? So God created everybody with the skill of problem solving. So, but most people tend to leave this skill dormant inside them. They don't develop the skill, they don't do anything to grow it, and that seed still remains in them. Some people die with it. But you that is asking this question right now, welcome to a new you, because here I'm going to be telling you how you can become a problem solver, how you can develop the skill, things you need to know and do in order to become a problem solver. So let's talk about it right now. Now, the number one thing you must know is that you must know what a problem is. We're going to define what a problem is, what constitutes a problem. Second thing you must know is that you must know what a structure is. It's very important, this one. You must know what a structure is. And number three, you must know how to build and dismantle a structure. How to build and dismantle the structure. These three things are the most important things of a problem solver. You must know this if you want to solve a problem. Now, in my other conversations, maybe later on, I will talk about structures and how to build and dismantle the structure. But in this particular conversation, I want to talk about a problem, how to identify a problem and what problems are. All right? So let's go and talk about it. Now, what is a problem? A problem simply means a disagreement between two actions or two words. Two actions or two words. When two actions or two words disagree, it is tagged as a problem. A problem is a name given to two actions that disagree or two words that disagree. You are saying this and another person is saying this and there is no connection. That is what a problem is. You are doing this and another person is doing this. That's a problem. Maybe you take a decision and another person didn't welcome that decision you took. That's a problem. So problem exists when there is a disagreement between two actions or two words. So I want you to note this down. Now, one of the things that most people don't understand is that problems that disagree, actions or words that disagree, you can bring them to agreement. Any action that disagree or any words that tends to disagree, you can bring them into agreement by studying their structure and studying their structure. When you study their structure, you can know what you can introduce into those two disagreements in order to make them agree. Because for two things that disagree to agree, there must be something that is connecting it. There must be a connection. There must be a bridge. We can call it a bridge, you can call it a connection, but there must be something. When two things disagree, there must be something that should connect them. All right? So to solve a problem is just you introducing a connection. Sometimes it requires you to dismantle or rebuild. All right, so all these things you must know. You need to know what a structure. That's why I mentioned earlier that you need to know what a structure is and how to build and dismantle the structure in order to solve problems. But I will discuss that in another conversation. But problems, I want you to know that problems are disagreement, and to solve a problem, you must learn how to introduce a connection, and to learn how to introduce a connection, you must study structures so as to know how to bring it in and which one to remove and which one to add. So in my next conversation with you, we'll talk about structures and how to build and dismantle the structure. So thank you so much. We'll talk about it later on in our conversation. I'll see you in the next conversation.